guys. Basically this is the battery that's hooked up to a XT60 connector. We're going with that cable up here, put the battery back there and see if it will work. If it doesn't work, it will maybe catch fire.
Today we're going really structured and chronologic. Basically this video will be different than the other ones because I sure have a topic what we're going to do today, and it's basically revolving around soldering and basically connecting my battery to the e-bike. I need heat shrink cable and I need those wires. Yeah, we're gonna get that at Home Depot, but first we're having a cup of coffee. If you want to support the channel, buy a mug, and yeah, we're gonna move now to Home Depot.
It's raining. I was like really hoping that it doesn't rain and it will be a sunny day so I can test the battery. But yeah, it is what it is. So we got a soldering iron, we got some cables, we got solder material, and yeah, I had a soldering iron but it was not good, so I'm like getting a better one. And yeah, so we spent some cash and now we can solder.
Feels good so far.
Yeah, that thing ain't going back anymore. I think it's better to do it over there because we have tiles as surface here and I don't have to worry about destroying Rachel's table. So the first thing we're gonna do is like this cable here is meant to go into the controller and go outside of the bike and basically give me a point where I can connect the battery with a longer cable. So I have basically the capability from the outside to connect a different cable and don't have to open up the bike the whole time. What will be really nice later on. So we're gonna solder those two pieces together and test the new iron and let's see what it does. So I built a clamp, so I found a rubber that will clamp this a little bit down, because now I have to be a little bit finicky. So the one connector is good. Now we're making the other one. So now I showed you where this belongs, or what my plan is basically here. As you can see, I already opened the bike and I put all the cables out there, and we're basically putting this cable out here. So it goes through the inside, so like this. It goes through this hole, comes out here, and then we connect it to this one and we're good to go. I was just realizing I made a mistake. So problem is there's two compartments. Here's a little compartment and there's the big compartment. For this hole I get with the connector, but to make it for this tiny hole, yeah, I basically have to put the wires through and you have to solder it right here. That makes it a little bit easier. I tried to fish it out there and hope that the connector will fit through that hole, but besides that, yeah, this is just like yeah, solder, you have to do it differently. Dang it. After some long fishing, I got it through, so now I can connect the power to the controller, and now we can hook after we build a connector. So now this is like connected to here. It's basically a bridge, and we're stuffing everything back in there, and we're good to go. Also, I don't want to lie, this is really tightly packed, so there's not a lot of room in there, so you have to be really careful that you don't damage any connections. Well, basically rip cables loose or do all that jazz. Like, yeah, if you don't know what you're doing, highly don't recommend doing this what I'm doing. But yeah, we're gonna extend the battery to 3 times the distance, and here we go. So far, this is the best one that I made. The third one, Yeah, this is a really good connection. Now I'm just putting a heat shrink over it and we're good to go with this one, and we're checking out how long the cable has to be, and we're nearly there. And trying to scooch that over there. Yeah, you also don't want to put it in a flame, by the way, but yeah, and it will not hurt. It's just a cable. Just make sure you have a good diameter for the wires, or the wire will get hot and maybe can cause burns. Can start to burn, I mean. Man, this worked really well with the clamp and the rubber. I'm strongly impressed with that one. So time for a little update. So this is not a cable. It's not too long, but it's long enough to go up here in the back, and we have some slack. So with this you have to be very careful. So let's say you want to do a new connector and you just chop both up. You will short circuit the battery and the whole thing is maybe explode or do whatever, you know. You do not do that. So you do cut one wire, do the connection, and then you cut the other one and make the connection, so you can be safe. I personally will not put a connector on this one, because then the cables are just way too close and I have no holders, and it's just risky business. So we'll cut one cable, extend it, and then basically have another extender, so I can do one cable at a time, one connector at a time. That's how I do. So just like little FYI, you do not want to short circuit those wires here, and that can happen so easily, so you have to be very careful. So basically build an adapter and then make one connection after another one. Also wear protective gear, because this could explode. It shouldn't, because I know what to do, but you have to wear eye protection in case you do something wrong and the thing lights up and sparks and whatever. You also should wear hand shoes or gloves, just to be safe, and technically you should wear like protective gear. Yeah, and have something to extinguish your fire, but we should be fine, because it's I know what I do. I'm a certified electrician in Germany, so if you're not, I highly recommend not doing that. Pay somebody to do it if you're, yeah, basically, or buy a wire extension, because I could have just bought a T-block extension to XT and I blocked that in and I'm set to go, but I don't want to wait for Amazon and do that, because like I know I can do all that myself. So yeah, so if you are not experienced, just buy an adapter like a T-block to XT60 adapter and you should be good to go. But yeah, we're gonna do that one by one, and we're just going the safe way and basically cutting one wire at a time and connecting the wires and extending them, and from there we do like the soldering to the, yeah. So we did it. We did not short circuit the battery. We extended the cords. We put the connector to it. Now we actually can put the battery onto the EB7 and yeah, basically see if it's exploding or just running. We're doing the test now. Basically, this is the battery that is hooked up to a XT60 connector. We're going with that cable up here, put the battery back there and see if it will work. If it doesn't work, it will maybe catch fire. No, it should work.
How about you not have it against your leg, you bitch?
So this is actually the protective casing that came with the battery, and I think this works really good, so I don't have to print anything for the moment. But the plan is to remove this case and put that in a 3D print and basically make it a little bit slimmer and compact, and basically make the cable management a little bit more minimal, so it's not so obvious. So it tells me 41 volt, 0.8, so yeah, it's perfect. Just a fun fact, 36 volt is the minimal kinder. It goes like till 34 and then it shuts off. But they are all usually charged till to 42 or 41.8. And yeah, I'm really curious how much distance I will get out of this battery.